You descend, and it's a small spiral staircase that just opens to nowhere. The smell of wet earth and rot begins to just strengthen the further down you go, until the stairs abruptly come to a halt and open into a chamber. And there appears to be a chest that is closed and resting at the base of the hall in the opposite end. You see a door on each side.
Nay, what fortune falls upon my way, that more fools come to learn my secrets.
So then the smell hits you.
He rips his shirt off and starts rubbing off.
You don't even see the interior, and as you kind of right yourself and look at the other ones, you kind of wipe the edge of your mouth and look back in.
Guys, that was foul.
You see piles upon piles of decomposing bodies, just stacked up 3, 4, 5 feet in what looks to be a 15 by 20 foot chamber, essentially. Most are skeletal. You can see the skin stretched and mummified against the bones of some of them, but most of it is just a thick sludge of long-decayed ichor that once was the mixed remains of whatever these bodies were thrown inside. It is a terrible, terrible smell.
So they were thrown inside, not trapped inside, or we can't tell?
Are they
You
stacked?
can't tell. You'd have to get inside and investigate.
We don't see
that
it.
room?
Yeah.
Glancing inside and kind of getting Rob's torch in there,
15 by 20,
there is, at first glance, no other exit from the room.
Really? I send one of my dancing lights in there. Can we?
Okay, you light it up inside, and you can see now there's multiple bodies. There's all stacked in. You don't see any other exits to the chamber.
Okay.
Let's light them on fire.
You do see in some of the edges in there what appear to be pieces and some complete long-rusted pickaxes and shovels and other construction tools.
So maybe the same excavation team that went down.
Yeah. Well,
How'd they get the key back up there?
He's making undead, so why is there a room of dead?
To make
He
needs
undead.
those.
I
He
see.
killed the ones who created his tomb. He had them build it, and
then reanimates as he needs.
Potentially.
Or he graduated to
They seem dead so far, though. All right, should we come inside of the room, and then you
sneaky
can go
room
jump?
or
Yeah,
grab?
get the key. Should I close this door full of dead things? Should we light it on fire?
Not yet, because this is the only place that all of us can stand, right? We can't stand on that 10-foot landing. There's not
Those are
enough
completely
room for
different
us.
rooms.
Correct. Yeah, you'd have to go in 4 at a time.
So there's,
in the chamber.
one-
No one's entered the room yet either.
Yeah.
You just come to the edge.
So there's one square room full of bodies, and then a super long room,
A super long room that is a slow
Like a hallway.
incline on a beam.
Got
a 100-foot long hallway.
All right.
and then our main chamber.
I send Rob into the middle of the room.
Of all the bodies?
Yes.
Okay. Rob kind of wanders into the center, and with the torch out there, you get a better view with the dancing lights as well. Most of these bodies are bits and pieces. Arm, head, leg. There isn't a solid body.
Do I see one with a mouth?
You see a number of them.
Do I see a head?
Actually,
A head with a mouth?
You get the sense that all these bodies appear to be mangled. They all happen to have befallen some horrible accident or terrifying torture.
Okay.
All the bodies, the skulls are crushed inward, the jaws are torn off, the arms are broken and splintered, and a lot of them are just scattered limbs and parts of bodies. And you get the sense, actually make an investigation check as you're looking at this, glancing inward. 7. You sense that these are dead.
Can I make a nature check to see if
You
it
want to
looks
talk
like
to
they've
the
been
dead?
eaten?
I want
Make
to
a
see
nature check
them.
on the bodies.
It's probably good. That's 19.
Okay. As you kind of walk in and start inspecting it, you look around. They don't appear to be eaten, but what you do notice is the passage of time, the rot on the clothing and the dust that's on them. The wounds, the deaths weren't caused when they were crushed. The crushing isn't what killed them. They were dead before the crushing and mangling happened. The wounds appear to have been decaying before the impact. There's actually different stages of trauma to them. And you get the sense that these things, when they were torn apart, were probably already undead.
Undead.
As you're glancing in, there's another similar cracking sound of stone.
Let's
And you
get out
kind
of
of
here.
glance up at the ceiling and you see some of the stones grinding together into another toothy grin.
No, get the fuck out.
And a familiar voice begins to speak to you
Well,
as
we're
you're
not
backing
in.
up out of the chamber, saying,
Good work is hard to procure on this plane, I've found. You all fall so easily and return just as weak. A shame. An artisan such as myself must strain to find pride in such faulty tools as you.
Are we gonna go back in and get the key from up top? Or why is everyone so against getting this key?
Yeah, right? It's been...
Just get the key.
To get to that other door? Yeah. Well,
I jump. I get the key.
Okay.
I use my
Yeah.
ring of jumping and I jump up and I try
As
to
she was
grab the
doing
ring.
that,
roll an athletics check.
I move into the other room with Rob, with where the hallway is, where the plank is. Like
Okay.
I move onto the 10-foot landing with Rob inside the doorway.
Okay, you walk in, you enter the room right there, and it's freezing cold around you.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll athletics check.
13 plus 7, 20.
Oh yeah, so at the same time you enter the room and kind of take it, and you leap up, reach up in your hand, at the height peak, you grab the ring and it is indeed a metal key.
Yeah.
And the minute your hand grasps it, you hear a sound at the same time that you exhale and your breath hits the air, and you hear a in your chamber, and you see what appear to be dozens of poles that were affixed to the ceiling and kind of just swing like a pendulum and then click back up and halt. That hits, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You got it.
You have advantage
Yes.
because of your barbarian
My
sense.
loveliness. 10.
You see a flash and you feel a sudden sharp pain in your wrist as you fall and hit the ground and look down at the stump where your right hand once was.
damn it.
Blood begins to gush from the open wound as your hand clatters to the ground limp and the key scatters across the ground.
Don't worry, I'm mending.
I let out a ghastly roar of pain, but...
Suffer 8 points of piercing damage and are missing your right hand.
Okay.
Fuck.
8 points. But I scrambled to grab the key with my left.
Okay.
Does mending work on hands?
It doesn't work that way.
Just torn cloaks.
I'll throw a cure wounds on her though, and
We seal it.
yeah, at least bind it, right?
Would that be a lesser restoration?
Less
Yeah.
restoration deals more with
Sorry.
diseases and curses.
The-
You guys all notice as you turn around and see her landing, you just see blood gushing from the wound. She rushes up and grabs the key.
The actual shitty part of this is that my main weapon is a two-hander.
Gonna have a
I have a one-handed axe you can
Someone
borrow.
want to hand me
Very
something I
beefy.
can...
I have a one-handed.
melee?
I have a one-handed axe.
Okay, great.
You can borrow.
wait.
So yeah, I put it in my robes close to my chest. Just
I'm so sorry.
hey,
That was
We
such
shouldn't
a
have encouraged
bad
I wanted
idea.
it. No, we've got the
I'm just
key.
naive.
We had the
Hands
key.
work.
I'm just a naive old man.
We
Okay,
have a key.
come to me.
So I come
yeah,
to her.
bring your hand. Okay. I take off my holy symbol of Tiamat, and I put her hand, like, being like where, I hold it flush, and I kind of, I put the holy symbol of Tiamat in the hand. I put her arm down, put the hand in an open palm with the holy symbol of Tiamat there, and I put my hand over her wrist, and I start whispering a prayer to Tiamat. And I use
If you
my,
call me,
I have 9 points left, but
Oh boy.
I'll use whatever I can of those 9 points. 5 points usually heals a disease or a poison,
How many points are you
etc.
using?
I'll use all 9.
Okay. The last of your lay hands goes to you heal 9 hit points. I would like you to roll a religion check.
Come on, Joe. Believe.
Good.
I mean, Archon. Believe.
Which this, by the way, before you roll, this would be a good place to use your last bardic inspiration. Had you
On him, yeah, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
You can
yeah.
also.
I still have one
too.
because
He
I
has
only
one
used
left.
one, so I have one left. So yes,
Okay.
Guidance too, yeah.
Guidance.
may Tiamat
natural
guide you.
18.
Okay.
So you add a D8 and a D4 to that. Go ahead and roll your D4.
Oh.
It's cocked.
It's a cock. Okay.
It's 4.
9 plus 18 is a 27.
Yes, Joe.
Boom.
I have no extra religion. other than being a paladin, which for some reason I am not proficient in religion.
You
but
close
my
your
entire life-
eyes, and your consciousness reaches out beyond the planes for a moment, and that despair of darkness that you've come to embrace, you call out to your deity and ask for this boon.
For your
This
one
boon
true
to
love.
bring death to those whose tyranny bows before that is hers. And you see a flash of fire from the outskirts of the plains of the Nine Hells of Bator. You see screaming, multi-headed, multicolored dragon faces all geared towards you, and nod as the eyes close. And with that, there's a flash of divine light and fire. You take another 10 points of radiant damage as the flash hits, and as you pull back, you can see the wound around the outskirts of the wrist has mended. It's numb, and you have no feeling in your hand.
Okay.
And
Can
you
I
don't,
use it?
But it responds
Okay.
slowly. It may take a little bit of time to get used to, but your hand is reattached.
Holy shit.
It may not be full functionality.
Okay. For a two-handed weapon. If this one guided and this just held the weight, is that a possibility?
That seems to be a possibility.
Okay.
Try it.
Okay.
Pick up your axe right now and see if it works.
Don't take advice from us, by the way. Anyway.
What do we do?
Yeah, why do we keep talking?
As that happens, even though the pain bears in my eyes, I lock eyes with ARKHAN.
And I can hold it for a millisecond longer than when she held my arm
And
before.
it's the pure light of gratitude and forever friendship.
Look at them.
I
affection.
slightly remember what friendship was about prior to succumbing to the powers of the Dark Queen. And I hold your gaze for a couple of seconds and feel something I haven't felt in a long time. And I look away.
Take a moment to breathe.
And I take my holy symbol back and put it back around my neck.
So, guys, we got a key.
Well, we got all these doors you can unlock with it now,
Is there
too.
anything special about it at first glance?
If you glance at the bottom of it, you can see the ring where the actual metal portion of it comes out. It has a kind of a slightly jagged texture to it, almost like it's the outside of a minute buzzsaw. Like you see, it has like this kind of jagged arcs on the side. And right where the metal meets the ring, there is a tiny eye similar to the engraving that you pulled it from in the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay, hang on to that
It's going to come in handy somewhere.
in your hand.
I'll slip it into my pocket unless someone else wants to carry it.
Let's go into the refrigerator. The freezer
So
room.
this beam,
Yes,
stone,
stone.
how long? You said 100 feet?
It's about 80 feet to the other side. So the whole hallway is 100 feet long.
And its width is...
The width of the beam is about 1.5 feet, 2 feet.
Okay, and the poles are now swinging above it freely, kind
No.
of just...
Just
The pole swung once and then locked back up.
They swung once and locked back up.
It'll swing again.
It'll swing again.
But we know about it now.
I'm gonna turn into a gecko.
Heck
big
yeah.
one.
All right.
And
Big
I'm
one or
going
little
to
one? How big is a big
scoot on the
gecko?
underside and scurry up.
Okay.
Can we tie the key to you? Can you take the key?
Yeah, I mean, tie
okay.
it up. I'm a gecko.
So,
I mean,
little
in case,
gecko.
I have.
I rip a piece of my
yeah.
clothing off, Die Hard style, and just tie this key.
What had a
It takes a
string
little
already?
longer
didn't
to
it?
can
tie
just
it
put
as
it-
you,
It's
you
true.
do
I'm
not
not
feel
too
anything in that
dexterous.
right hand.
But as a
so you're kind
druid,
of-
Okay,
he can just make his stuff. His
Equipment he's carrying, he can merge into his
yeah,
form.
merges into my
So yeah,
form.
just put it in your
I can
pocket.
just hand it to you. I don't know. I like the.
It's fun to tie.
kinda
It
cool
looks tight.
thing.
It
It's
looks
already
more
tied.
fun, yeah.
So you tie it to the gecko.
All right, and then I...
And so as soon as you exit or enter the chamber by yourself, the floor is freezing cold. And as a gecko that is,
Sucks.
cold-blooded, it sucks.
Yeah.
But you hold on to it. As you enter the room, it's cold, and the poles immediately actually swinging at a very rapid pace up like the pendulums. And you now see it's not just poles, they're blades on them. These are big bladed pendulums that are swinging parallel to the actual chamber, multitudes of them. But the pendulums are swinging at a very rapid
Are they
pace.
all swinging at the same pace, or are they alternating like this?
They're all swinging at the same pace.
Who's the
They're all
guy
in
who
unison.
builds every tomb? Because he finds like a deal on those blades.
As you skitter across, the blades are just low enough where they wouldn't even catch you in your gecko form. They'd be about 3 inches above you.
Cool.
And they're all above the beam.
They're all
Not
above
below.
the beam. Correct.
You can walk on the bottom.
yeah. with my spider
you-
flippers.
So I'm gonna scurry up.
Do you move underneath still, or do you go above the top?
I'm gonna. Well, what does it look like underneath? Geckos have pretty good eyes,
Yeah,
so
so you look underneath. It looks like it's solid stone again. The whole thing is about a foot thick, and there are occasionally poles that support it across the beam, so it doesn't just collapse in the middle.
yeah. So I'm gonna scurry on the underside, pretty much all the way over
Make
there.
your way across without issue. It's cold, it's slick, and you do notice as you go across the top, at the very least, there's a very thin layer of kind of like slippery, frozen water.
Well,
Is
that's
it safe?
I can't communicate in gecko form, but before I transform out of it, can I just do another look now that I'm on the other side and
Perception
see
check.
Great.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
22.
All right, 22. As you glance around, you see the door on the other end is seemingly identical to the door that you entered this chamber from. The same keyhole opening. That's about the extent of it. All you do is you can see as you're breathing in and out. And at that point, you start noticing the pace in which the pendulums are swinging is in time with your breath.
Oh shit.
Oh, so you have to hold your breath.
As you see a little bit of bursts of cold breath out of your nose in your small gecko form, the pendulums.
Oh, you know who can stop it? Wait, no. What
Okay.
if Rob's in the room? He doesn't breathe.
Does it look like there's, with my perception check, I don't see anything on the other side that indicates maybe that something would stop these pendulums besides holding my breath?
Not that you notice from this side, no.
Okay, I'm gonna untransform and then communicate with them.
All right, so you
Everything.
come back out of your form. You're now raised in the opposite end of this hallway. You have to kind of shout across as you do. As soon as you transform back, your breath as a larger creature is slower, and the pendulums are going.
Okay. So I just say everything that I've learned to you
Great.
guys. Just don't breathe again, frankly, but especially while you're not across this.
So I'm going to do what he said. I'll come out into the cold, get under the beam using my spider slippers.
Okay.
The question here is, if I pull out my immovable rod and you hang on to it and we walk like this under
Neither
the
the
thing.
rod does not move. It is immovable because the rod will stay where you click it.
Ah, okay, cool.
Why it's immovable.
Okay, well, I'm going to go then.
Okay.
And I'm going
As-
to... Go ahead.
So as you enter the room and you're both on opposite sides, the pendulums are now swinging in a scattered pace. It seems to be in time with both of your breaths
shit.
now.
I hold my breath.
Okay. The pendulum goes back to your breathing pace.
So
He gets underneath, and you begin to walk underneath.
what does the team think about this? Open the door, maybe? Bad idea? Because
On the
I could
other
leave
side.
the room, and then it's just one person.
I think we should do that.
Yeah,
But wait for me.
He can pick with guidance.
and he has a key.
True. Yeah.
And
so-
he has the key,
He has
which
the
might
key,
open that
which
door.
might. Yeah.
Okay, so can I get the other side?
It takes you a little ways, but you finally make it across the hallway underneath the long beam. You curl back up, and you're now both on the opposite side.
Yeah. Should we pick this thing then?
Or you have the key, right?
Why don't you try using the key?
Okay. You have good investigation because if this thing,
I have
mean,
0 and I have 1.
Okay, me too.
But I mean, we might as well roll and see.
Balls to the wall.
You have 1 and I have 1.
I'm just gonna unlock it.
All right.
Okay.
You take and put the key in. It turns in the lock, and the moment that it clicks in,
Fuck.
it opens up slightly.
You keep doing this to me.
Okay, so we
Fall for it every
And he can
time.
take the key back?
Yeah, the key is removed without issue.
so we step in just 6 inches into the room.
Okay. You glance
You can
in,
see
in
in. I'll
this
follow
room,
you.
you can look inside. You see what appears to be flickering brazier light from the inside. What you see before you is a 40 by 40 foot chamber, intricately carved and sculpted to depict hundreds of screaming, tortured faces and reaching arms tangled and frozen in
Okay.
time. Just all reaching and writhing.
Close the door.
Never mind.
Take a step back in. And I tell them, we're going to hold our breath. You have to hold your breath and run across. Across.
You can't hang out in that. I was just a little scary.
There's tortured hands.
How much can you gecko?
But there's
One more
sculptures.
time.
Only one more time.
Yeah, I can only transform twice per every short rest.
Because now we have to all try to make it across this thing without guidance.
Well,
Unless somebody can figure out another way to do this.
Well, I mean, if I
If the pendulum's at the top of their swing, could he potentially hold on from the wall, allow them to pass, and then move to the next one to hold on?
Question.
Do you want to try that?
I mean, theoretically.
I think if we all.
I'm gonna have to roll athletics on every single one, right? Or
Well, I mean, if it swings up, it's kind of predictable where you could grab it.
Well, I was just saying, if we all breathe together.
I'm but a man.
Could I proceed at advantage with using my zombie to steady me? In theory.
Oh,
Do you want to try?
sounds risky.
Well, why don't you just hang from it and move yourself across
Would that be a
this
strength
way?
check? If I.
Hang from the beam underneath?
Yeah.
That would be a number of athletics checks, yes. But it can be done.
Otherwise, it's an acrobatics check?
It's an athletics check probably at a lower DC to make it across because it's a little slippery, or acrobatics, your choice, basically. One of the two.
Well, I think if we could find a way to control the pendulums, like breathe in unison, something like that, then probably at least the strong guys could make our way across the beam fairly successfully.
Hold our breath, yeah.
Or breathe in rhythm so we would know step forward, wait, step forward, something like that.
How much space in between each pendulum is there?
About 2 feet.
Oh.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
That's tighter than I thought.
So that's like
Yeah.
40 pendulums?
So never mind.
Welcome to the Tomb of Motherfucking Annihilation,
So
man.
you're holding your breath.
I'm having PTSD right now.
And how many feet is it up the ramp?
The pendulum swing itself is probably about a 10-foot arc. It's about 2 feet between, so it's not like that many pendulums. It's, we'll say about 5 or 6 big swing pendulums that arc through. And then, technically they cross over each other, but there's a 2-foot period where you have headroom between the swings to be okay.
Is there anything about the warmth of my red dragon-scaled body that would melt some of the ice under my feet?
You can go and try.
All right, I knew you were going to say that. Okay, well.
But don't cold-blooded, are you cold-blooded or warm-blooded?
Dragons are warm-blooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very hot-blooded because I'm a red dragon.
Your heart rate is super fast.
Um,
but it's breathing. Just hold your breath and go across.
Hold my breath.
Hold your breath and go
Zombie
across.
using me as, or I guess.
But you guys would have to step out of the room, and we
We're
would have to
stepping
step
out of the room. We
One at a
Yeah,
time.
we're out.
We'll
Can you
stay
do
in
it
the entranceway of the creepy room.
Okay.
So
beam through your just
Think, but he said that,
scoot.
but that would take a lot more, correct? Or no?
If you were to go underneath, because now it's
we're
up to
talking
body
about
strength to
dragon
hold on.
members?
If you're shooting across, the pendulum has about 3 inches of.
But you could go under
headroom,
with
so
your
you
arms
have
and
to-
your legs.
You
can't go across that.
Yeah.
Also, do you?
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Can your tail help steady you?
No, it can't.
What a useless tail.
It is. It actually is. That is useless.
But it looks good,
It's just
though.
for decoration. Okay, can I go with advantage if the zombie is helping steady me?
Yeah.
Okay.
The zombie's got worse
So-
statistics than you, right? Though, so he can
Zombie
probably
doesn't-
sweat.
He's just
Doesn't
aiding me.
breathe.
He's aiding me.
Yeah.
He doesn't breathe, and I'm going to hold my breath.
All right. So as soon as you get to the edge of the beam, hold your breath and begin moving forward. So you go across the next, we'll say 15 feet or so. Mm-hmm. It takes you about just being steady with it and to make sure that it's there to get across fine. Make an athletics check with advantage. It takes you about 30 seconds to get there.
That's 23.
23. Okay. Get across 15 feet or so. Incline. It's slippery, and a couple times your feet kind of. But thankfully, he's there, kind of giving you a little bit of pressure, and you're holding on carefully. You make it another 10 feet or so, 15 feet or so. Make another check.
That's going to be a 16.
16. You're slowing your pace, but you're still moving forward. You make it to about the midway point of the beam, and it's taken you, at this point between the slips and the stopping, it's taken you a couple minutes to get there.
Okay.
Between just being careful and holding yourself. You're starting to feel the burning in your lungs, holding your breath.
Okay, I'm going to.
Look up to see where the thing is.
Can I see where the.
You're not entirely certain.
No.
You can make a
Can we see?
make a perception check to try and gauge it as you glance up quickly at the different patterns.
At advantage or no?
Can we see from our place in the doorway?
Okay.
You have no idea.
No.
You can't see. You're too far away.
Then if I need to take a breath,
You don't have to need. Yeah, you can just feel like is that part of the brain going like, breathe, buddy, and you're like, nope, holding on.
I can keep forcing on.
You can keep going. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep forcing on.
All right, make another athletics check.
What about the
Slowly
immovable
pushing
rod?
forward.
Place it between.
Ooh, double 19s
That's
already.
great. 26.
Without issue, you get a little more speed, and you're now at 3/4 across the beam. Make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can keep your breath in, because now it's burning in your lungs.
And I have a +2,
do you use
or I
that?
have advantage because I have that thing. I have the Constitution
don't know,
advantage
I
because
know,
I had the
something you
spell.
You mean like
Right?
use
Correct.
that
Yeah, the hour's still lasting.
Side
So
view?
Constitution advantage saving throw.
You do.
Plus,
Well, it's not saving throws. It's against skill checks. You do not have advantage.
so just plus my
It's just
Constitution
against
bonus.
ability checks, unfortunately.
Can I
It's just my straight up con.
try something while this is happening?
Sure, we want to do.
Hold my breath, enter the room, and run
It's one roll, though.
up the wall.
One die.
Because you don't have advantage on this, because it's only against the ability checks.
Oh, that.
Are we doing this? Am I doing this?
You do it.
I don't know.
I
what do
think
you
it's a
wanna-
good idea.
If I run up the wall, say this doesn't work for you. If I run up the wall and put the immovable rod where the thing is, this scimitar, whatever it's called. Pendulum, thank you. It'll stop it, right?
I could potentially hold
Movable.
it,
It'll hold it,
Yeah.
at least for a second.
and then I can save you and exhale. We both exhale together. And then continue.
Are you waiting?
Well,
to
you
exhale?
stick it
can't
right
talk
next
to
to
him
me.
right now. He's
Okay.
holding his breath. Do you want to do this or not?
I do.
Okay, so you
Okay.
take a deep breath and you charge in, kind of making your way, using the boots to move along the side safely on the wall. All right, go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw.
That's an 18.
You hold it back, keeping the air in. Make one last.
Wait, Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
That's 20.
Yeah, you keep it back. Go ahead and make one more athletics check with advantage as you're pushing past. You're kind of still holding your breath, following him along. He seems to be doing okay. And with a natural 20,
Natty 20.
make your way past that in the next
go.
chamber. Exhale. Now it's just the two of you guys.
I exhale too,
Yeah.
because there's no one to kill. Good job. Sorry, that was weird.
Alright.
Do you want to try that thing though?
I'll stay here, to keep you guys safe. So when you
No,
enter,
do your rod thing.
oh, well,
No.
it's not. There's 5 of them, so I guess I could just do the first one.
And then
Can I
Wait
send
till you
Rob
get
back
Or
to
do the
assist
last
them?
one. Do
The
the
next
one where
person
we're going
over?
to start having trouble holding our breath.
Okay, I'm sending Rob back
Okay.
across
For help.
to assist.
All right.
The next person,
It's just
over. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty. So who's going next?
I guess that's me.
Finally,
Alright.
the zombie is useful.
So you
Calliope.
grab the zombie and it's using to assist you across. You go take a big deep breath, hold it, and start moving forward. Go ahead.
Die!
You can get it. You can get it.
No! Move it!
This is so intense.
This is intense.
I
so-
for real,
All right.
like
Go ahead and
I
roll.
was having palpitations.
With advantage on your
to
first
do that.
athletics check.
Came back.
Athletics
Thanks,
check
man.
7.
Yeah, how would that? I could have had you, bro.
Oh yeah,
20.
fine. You make it a quarter of the way across without issue, still holding your breath. Go ahead and make your next check.
Okay.
17.
17. You slow a little bit. You get almost to the midway point. Still holding your breath.
I've held my breath too, right? I'm walking along with her.
If you want to.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I'm doing. Yeah.
All right. So you're not walking on the wall next to her. You go ahead and make your next check.
20.
20. You manage to gain more ground. You get almost to the 3/4 mark. The bottom of your lungs is starting to burn a little bit. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 7.
12.
Okay.
You exhale instinctually as much as you try, and you watch as the pendulum's hitting your direction.
Can I put the movable rod there?
You put the movable rod out and click it just in place. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Can he give me guidance since he's seeing
No,
watching?
he has to touch you to do
touch,
it.
yeah.
Go for it.
6.
6. You put the rod out just in time. Click it into place. It slams into the rod and your hand and cuts into the back of it.
But not terribly.
You suffer 14 points of slashing damage.
Uncanny.
Uncanny dodge.
All right, so there you go. It's 7 points.
Joe.
Uncanny dodge, does that work against any sort of damage source or attacks? 'Cause that's a distinction.
From an attacker. And that counts as an attacker because it's being run by...
Technically a trap.
No, it's Acerak.
I mean, it's fine. I'll check
An
here in a
extension
second.
of him.
Is it a construct?
It's a living.
Yeah, it doesn't work for this, not an attacker. So you do 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Nice try, though. But you pull back your hand, but the rod is holding it in place.
Okay.
All right, and I immediately
You
hold my breath again.
both take another breath, and the pendulum retracts again.
I grab the rod.
You grab it, your hand is like bleeding down the back. Now you can see kind of the bone and
I pull
some of
out.
the fingers
I
aren't
pull out
flexing.
10 ball bearings and put them in the wound. Cover it with some butter.
There you go. Make your last
One more?
athletics check to get through. All right, and with that,
22.
you both get to the other side and charge through in the next chamber and exhale, the zombie catching up with you. Calliope, you're the last one.
Yep.
I send Rob back.
Cool.
I should go do this again.
But I have
Yeah.
athletics
then I'll
and all
go.
that, so. Oh, no, I don't, but I've got.
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Acrobatics is what I have.
Acrobatics, the zombie will not be able to help with, though.
Okay, Rob, come back.
Okay, so the zombie retracts into your chamber. All right, since with acrobatics you're going for a speed run, it's less number of checks.
Okay.
So what you're doing now is you kind of catch yourself on the outside. Each time you breathe in and out, getting ready, the pendulum's and then
Yeah, and I'm on the other side, waiting to. I'll
Meet him partway?
meet him in the middle.
perfect. And as you do that, you begin darting up the side, running. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
10.
10. You begin to slide off to the side. You're making ground, but it's slowing down. At one point, your foot begins to give, and you reach out and grab the side of the wall and catch yourself from falling into the tunnel. But you're at a weird angle, and pushing off is hard on your lungs, so your breath is starting to burn a bit in your lungs. Make another check.
So 17.
17. That's much better. You get past the midway point of the bar and get to like the 2/3 portion of it, but your lungs are starting to hurt from the failure you had earlier. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Same thing.
Roll that and add 2.
16.
16. It hurts, it burns, there's fire in your chest, but you manage to keep the air inside. Make one more acrobatics check to see if you can make the rest of the chamber, as you now see Hitch keeping up with you in parallel.
13.
13. You make it to the very edge, and at that point, you begin to lose your balance and slip backward. A big patch of ice hits, and you begin to fall back. Hitch, you have one reaction here you want to try.
What the fuck do I do? Should I go grab her?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then I grab her.
All right, make a dexterity saving throw to see if you have enough speed to grab.
Calliope, if you fucking die on me. Fuck.
Oh!
5 plus what? 4 is 9.
Dexterity save.
Calliope, you begin to slip back, and in that moment, your breath exhales. You find yourself unable to hit the wall, and the wall slips. Hitch reaches for you, but it doesn't quite reach out for you in time, just as the pendulum swings in your direction. You suffer 7 points of slashing damage as it hits you and knocks you down into the dark pit below.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
You guys hear a scream and an exhale, and then this impact and strange sound as Calliope suffers 21 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
I'm still okay.
You are currently now looking down at yourself with a little light's coming down, and you see what appear to be 3 spikes jutting out from your thigh, your shoulder, and the side of your torso. And
Okay.
looking around you, you can see now you're about 15 feet down on a bed of spikes.
Okay, I'm stuck.
Fuck.
Okay.
And as you say, I'm stuck, pendulums go by.
Pendulums go by up top.
Up top, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go down the side
Okay, you walk down there.
into the pit.
Those slippers are saving your ass,
No.
man.
Yeah, yeah,
Kidding.
yeah.
Make a strength check
To what? Pick her,
to
to
try
grab
and
her?
pull, or athletics, we'll say, try and pull
Come
her
on.
free from the spikes.
15 plus, what do I add?
That'll be enough.
Okay.
That's the DC was the 15. So you manage to grabbing Calliope's arm, you both together, and you pull, and you see the spikes retract through the body at the other end, and you pull her up on your arm as you both exhale and kind of lift her over your shoulder.
love you, Calliope.
You hear the pendulum swing with each breath.
Very romantic, guy.
You walk up the side, foot by foot, and make your way step by step over to the opposite side of the chamber, and eventually let Calliope back onto her feet.
We're safe now.
You're safe now in the next chamber.
Oh, God.
Holy
Very
shit.
hurt.
You are
Thank you.
harrowing right now to look at.
As you guys step into this next chamber,
Through you.
That was hard.
Shit.
Okay.
you see the walls of the chamber
much
depicting
do you
the
have?
hundreds and hundreds of screaming tortured faces yelling out with arms outstretched in different directions and paths. You see each corner of this large room has these burning braziers. There is a small dais in the center that is raised about 2 feet, a platform. And across the way on the opposite side of the room, you see a large 10-foot tall doorway, a double door. Carved in this door in the center, you see what appears to be a large statue of a ghastly humanoid creature embedded in the door, its arms at the side. It looks like the skin is pulled tight against bones, this jaw agape and open with a tongue kind of lashing out, these creepy pointed ears that kind of curl backward, and where its chest is, you see an open rib cage that is just open like this, empty and hollow on the inside, as it is the statue part of the door there. As you kind of step ever so carefully into the very front of the chamber, you watch as the mouth of the creature begins to shift and grind of stone like the similar wall elements you've met before, and a familiar voice speaks out.
You stumbled further down the wrong tunnel. Pets, to cheat only invites the same in return. This structure was not meant for your footprints, but I shall let it slay you all the same. Welcome to my Tomb of Annihilation.
Hey, we found it. Hey, we can go now.
And that's where we're in the adventure.
Yeah!